You're listening to the Odo Show podcast, your source for real cleaning talk and tips. Presented by Odoban, the original odor eliminator since 1980. Here are your hosts, Val and Dave.
Welcome to the Odo Show. We are live in wonderful Warner Robins, Georgia, here at the Odoban World Headquarters. So we hope you guys are having a good Friday ahead of this 3-day weekend. You know, we know a lot of our folks down in Florida are starting to look at that hurricane. Dorian's coming in.
Yes.
You guys be safe down there. Make sure you got everything tied up tight and battened down. And
be smart.
Yeah,
Please be smart. Don't just hang around because you think it's just easier. It's not necessarily.
You still got family down there, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
And, you know, they always say run from water, hide from wind, but if you guys have got to get out, do whatever you need to do to be safe. What's the worst thing you've ever gotten on your carpet?
Yes, I'd love to hear that.
Big bowl of chocolate pudding?
Big bowl of chocolate pudding.
Something like that? I don't know.
For me, it's been red wine.
Oh, I did that. I knocked a bottle of red wine off a table. A sealed bottle, was sealed up, right? The thing lands top down on my white carpet, and when the top hit, bam, it blew the bottom of the bottle straight up. It fell over, and the entire bottle hit the carpet.
Oh, no.
Huge mess.
That's when you're sitting there thinking, okay, how much is this going to cost?
Yeah, I was looking at the spot on my carpet going, well, I thought about putting in hardwood. This looks like a great opportunity. But no, you know what? The Oxy spot cleaner took care of it.
Okay.
So, you know, we do have one sort of important, serious thing we want to talk to you guys about. You know, we try to keep a pretty light tone here on the Odo Show and have some fun with you guys. But we do have a thing that we want to approach seriously because we feel like we owe it to you guys as our consumers.
Yes, that's right. And I don't know if it's too soon to really call it an epidemic,
No,
but I think it really is that is sweeping our nation right now, and that's cats. Cats who won't or can't hold their pee.
That's right. Judging from the ringing calls we've been getting on our switchboard, our nation's felines have completely lost control of their bladders. We aren't sure yet if this is a terrorist attack, if this is some sort of disease, or if it could be aliens. But we are sure that our nation's carpets are soaking wet and starting to smell horrible. Okay, seriously, folks. We have been getting so many calls lately on our switchboard about how to get cat pee out of carpet. I don't know, have your cat suddenly just started peeing on your carpet more?
No, they're just regularly peeing on the carpet. There's nothing sudden about it.
So it's like the normal level of pee.
Yeah, I've just got one who's my problem child, Moon Pie.
Mr. Tinkles.
Mr. Tinkles, and he has a tendency just ever so often, you know, he'll be good for a long time, and then all of a sudden he's not.
Oh,
and he'll pee.
The carpets are soaked. You know, actually, when I was a kid at middle school age, my mom had an older car, and we brought a cat home from the vet, and when we picked him up, he hopped out on the floorboard and filled the floorboard up. I don't think he'd peed the whole time he was at the vet. We had to sell that car because we couldn't get the smell out. It was an 84 Mercury Marquis, 4-door gray. Terrible car. We sold it at a yard sale, really cheap. It was horrible.
I'm thinking an 84 Marquis and cat pee smell, that's probably a good combo.
Kind of goes together, actually, yeah. It wasn't terribly surprising.
Another good combo is a 72 Pinto station wagon.
Oh, did you guys lose one too?
We did. We took our cat to the vet. He was sick. On the way home, he peed, and I'm telling you, Florida heat.
Ooh.
It was like cologne in that car. Nobody had to hang up any kind of little air freshener because that was the smell of that car from then on. That was the cologne for that car.
You know, I think that the 72 Pinto actually came with cat pee smell as an option.
That's probably why we never got another one.
That's possible from the factory. All right, so if we're going to talk about cleaning carpets, I want to talk a little bit first about the structure of carpet, because that's what makes it hard to clean, is how it's made, right? This up here is the carpet fibers. These are the little wiggly fuzzy bits that you get to walk on every day that are nice and soft. And those go down and they're actually glued into the backing, which is kind of a mesh thing. You may be able to sort of see it there. Now that's just to keep everything stable. And those two pieces are what you really think of as carpet when you buy a roll of carpet. But when you put that in your house, underneath, you've got a foam pad. Now, this actually makes the carpet soft to walk on. And so this is just a foam rubber or a rubber pad that then sits on the subfloor. And the subfloor is the part of your house. That's the concrete or the wood underneath. And the problem is, if you get a liquid spill on this, that liquid runs down through those fibers, hits that backing, goes right through the backing, and then gets into this foam rubber, this sponge rubber down here. And
sponge rubber.
Yeah, sponge rubber.
That's where all the cat pee gets soaked in, right?
Soaks up like a sponge. Funny
Gotcha.
they call it that. So if you're going to clean this, the problem is you've now got to get liquid out of this down here when you can barely get to it because of all these fluffy fibers. So the best thing that you're going to do with this is use an extraction machine. That's one that's going to put the cleaning liquid down into the carpet and then allow you to suck it back up with air suction. And so that sucks all that dirt back up out of the foam padding. Now, what do you use when you clean up Mr. Tinkle's spots?
I own an extracting
You
machine.
actually own an extractor. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and just having pets in general, we've always had one, but
That makes sense.
it's a necessity, whenever he's in the house. So
Gotcha.
gotta watch out.
What kind of chemicals do you use in it?
Actually, I use our 3-in-1 carpet cleaner.
Shocked. I'm shocked.
I know, but you know why? Because it works really well.
Well, it does work really well. We have
does.
4 patents on that stuff.
Yeah. What we talked about earlier is the Oxy Pet Stain Remover. I use that, as a spot cleaner in the beginning, and then I'll go back with the extracting machine with the 3-in-1 cleaner in it, and I'm telling you, it's like a 1-2 punch. It's knocked out. It's great.
Those 2 formulas actually have some interaction. The Pet Oxy Spot Cleaner and the 3-in-1 carpet work better together than they do apart. Now, they work great apart, but you get some chemical interaction with them. It works really well.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have an extractor. I've never had cats lately, but I've got dogs, and
dogs can be bad too.
Oh God, yeah.
Dogs can be bad too.
So I have to do the rag method. And so if you're going to use rags or towels or something to clean this up, you really have to put a lot of pressure in because you're really trying to squeeze all the liquid out of a giant sponge. And so you throw the rags down, add a lot of pressure. I actually stand on them, so you squish the rags.
That's a lot of pressure.
Har. And so you keep swapping out the rags and standing on them until the rags start coming out dry and you're not getting any more liquid out. Then you have to add the cleaning liquid, spot cleaner, or the 3-in-1, and do the same thing. Cycle the rags out so you make sure that you're getting all the liquid back out of the carpet.
Yeah.
Now, you said Mr. Tinkle's peas and spots. Does he have particular spots he always goes to, or is he a surface peer? Covers everything.
Well, yeah, he has his spots. Luckily, there's just like 1 or 2 that he's limited to.
Okay.
He's restricted in the house when he comes in because he
Gotcha.
stays on the porch most of the time.
Some animals do that.
yeah.
Once they pick out a spot, that's going to be their spot. Now, part of that is because they have a much better sense of smell than we do, of course. And so they smell things in the carpet that we can't smell. And so if you've got an animal that keeps coming back and peeing in the same spot, you probably want to look at enzyme cleaners. The active enzymes actually break down those compounds that we can't smell, but they can. Now, some of the enzyme cleaners need to sit there until they dry. Some of the enzyme cleaners need to be wet extracted, but almost all of them, the thing they have in common is they need dwell time. Now, dwell time is you put the chemical on the carpet and you let it sit. That dwell time is letting it sit there. And that is allowing time for the enzymes to break down those chemicals before you actually either let them dry or pull them back out. So if you got somebody, like an animal that's going back to the same spot, look into enzyme cleaners.
Yep.
The other sort of special case I'll throw out is if you have an older animal or one that's been in the vet, has been sick, sometimes that urine smells awful,
Yes.
worse than normal. In that case, instead of the 3-in-1, which is fragrance-free, you may want to actually use our Odoban eucalyptus disinfectant in your extraction machine. Follow the carpet cleaning directions on the label, and that gives you an extra boost of fragrance power and odor destruction, as well as cleaning the carpet out. So that's a good option if you've got those really odoriferous problems.
Right, and when you're just talking about, checking the label, following the instructions, that's something that you want to do with any chemicals, any kind of cleaning solvents, anything. Because it's not even, of course, number one, from a safety standpoint, but it's not even that. It's just an efficacy standpoint. Because if you're not using these products in the way that they were developed and designed to do, you're missing out on, it actually working. You're wasting your money, and you might even be doing some damage to the carpet.
You've actually been listening when I've been talking. That makes me feel so good. Yeah, seriously. In the lab, we do a lot of testing on how to use the products, not just on making the products. So sometimes the instructions we put on them are very specific, and you get a lot better efficacy from using them that way. Efficacy meaning they actually work the way they're supposed to.
But speaking of, we've had several comments coming in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here, let's put this out of the way and we can
so we
look
can
at
talk.
comments. Talk to our friends
We've
here.
had people from Canada and Ohio all saying hi. Hi, Candy Clemmings from Ohio. Winchester, Ontario. She's got loads of pups here, and that's Amanda LM.
I'm a dog person now. Love those pups.
Yep. And then we have someone here, Jessica Sands, who says that she cleans her litter boxes with it, and it helps so much. And I agree. I use mine too in between cleanings. It makes such a difference.
Jane says, love Odoban. Don't worry, Jane. Odoban loves you too.
That's true. Very true. So and we're just like so happy to hear from you guys, and just let us know what you're doing. And yes, Barbara Downs, she just logged in. This would be great for my cat litter box. Yes, ma'am, it is. It is. It's great. Like when you finally do like a big push out and you're about to reload it, spray that thing down. Let it
reload
sit.
like you're changing the litter out. Reload it.
Yeah,
I don't have cats at this point. It's been a while since I've done
not reload that one.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, but then I'll spray mine down after I've hosed it out, because you want to clean first, and then spray it down, and I let it dry, and then I might give it another rinse, because it's cat exposed. Cool. So, I'll go ahead and give it another rinse, and then fill up the cat box again, and I mean, it's just fresh as a daisy.
I got one here from Susan. I'm reading over your shoulder.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you use 100% or do you dilute it? If you're talking about the Odoban in a gallon jug like this one, that's a concentrate. So you're going to dilute it, and depending on what you want to do with it, it depends on how much you dilute it. All the instructions are on the back. Use patterns vary anywhere from like 3 or 4 ounces per gallon up to 8 to 16 ounces per gallon of water, depending on what you're doing with it. You can also buy it and ready to use in like a trigger spray. That, of course, RTU, you don't dilute. So there's an answer for that one, Susan. We appreciate the comment.
Yeah, and Nancy Quigley says, will these remove smoke smells? Oh, heck yes, sister. It does. It does.
I'll tell you, my favorite for the smoke smell, the eucalyptus hits kind of everything, but my favorite for the smoke smell is the fresh linen. For some reason, that fresh linen fragrance really does well against smoke.
It's just got such a clean smell to it.
It really does.
Gives you that freshness. So I definitely do.
Susan watching from Texas. Hello, Texas.
Susan. And Susan also uses this in her dog kennel.
Excellent. Yeah,
it works really well for you, does it?
One of our industrial sales guys just went to a great big pet product show out in Vegas.
Zoo.
Yeah, Super Zoo, and did a big. We actually are going to be moving. We're on Chewy.com now, and we're actually going to be moving into a lot more of the pet segment because it's a popular thing for us. We all love our pets.
I love this. Jennifer Ripple, I'm not sure. She says, my orange Persian Pepper Parker, after trying wet food for the first and last time, he caused poop apocalypse. Yes. 2019, and the results were disastrous.
Poop apocalypse. I like that one.
Get our 3-in-1 with an extraction machine, even if you have to rent one.
Wow.
I'm telling you, that's going to be the thing. Oh, bless your heart.
Apocalypse.
Baby milk formula, that can be some stinky stuff.
Jessica says we can only get the eucalyptus where she is. Wish she could find the linen or the cherry scents. We actually don't do a cherry in the disinfectant currently. There's some cherry air freshener out there, but if you will look on HomeDepot.com or SamsClub.com, you should be able to order the fresh linen scent concentrate on either of those, and they can ship them right to your door.
That's right. So and if you're looking for the 3-in-1 and the Oxy cleaner, those are on the same thing. It's on HomeDepot.com, SamsClub.com, and Chewy.com, so you can get it delivered straight to your door.
So guys, we've enjoyed hanging out with you on a Friday afternoon. We hope you like the new set. Shoot us an email, send us some comments, let us know what you'd like to see us do in the future. We're going to be doing this more often and just kind of hanging out and having some conversations.
I know, we've missed you guys.
Absolutely. So you guys have a great holiday weekend, and until next time,
make life fresh.
Thanks for listening to The Odo Show, presented by Odoban. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Until next time, make life fresh.